What's shaking YouTubenites? Welcome to Lords of the Long Box presents the Cover Price Shakers of the Week for May 19th, 2022. We're coming to an end of June. The kids, May.
Yeah.
The kids are going to be out of school pretty soon.
Halfway through the year, bro. Jesus.
It's crazy how time goes
crazy.
by. But you know, tomorrow's Friday. I know some people have been asked for house music. I had a house track here, but it's tomorrow's Freestyle Friday, man. So you know how we got to rock it, man. So let's do it.
It's a man world. 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 Baby talk. Baby talk. Baby talk. Baby talk.
The baddest on the microphone apparatus is here. When I rock a rhyme, often eyes are dropping a tear. It's so beautiful, it's America's landscapes when this man makes lyrics like the syrups that you pour upon your pancakes. My mandate is to grip minds like a handshake. Spit Orlando Lakes and go skinny dip with the fan base. Over any damn breakbeat, I hastily make pastries tastier than anything that Wolfgang makes. So take notes out of suckers, I make coats, lump of some like Bubba Gump fishing on lake boats. I take jokes and turn the comedy into drama. I'm bagging on your mama, I'm Jeffrey Dahmer behind ya. I'm a rhyme writer, lock stock, smoking the ganja. Rebuttals befuddle, leaving a puddle of saliva, sillies. You couldn't handle Randall when I throw my grammar at you. It hit your head and you would think I threw a hammer at you. I point the camera at you like Herb Ritz. Develop it, then use the pictures to pick up bird shits. You're nervous as the impervious wordsmiths hanging out in Rafa's new crib come with the verses.
You know, it's a Freestyle Friday when we got freestyle music and we got my man Jimmy Woo throwing it down. Gabe loves 90 comics. Say what's good to the people, man.
Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Happy Friday Eve. I'm taking some PTOs. I got like the next forever days off. So I'm enjoying myself tonight. Thanks for having me on, everybody. Let's learn about some fun comics on the Shakers list this week.
Yeah, back from his hiatus from house hunting in Oregon, JB. Say what's good to the people.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to another fantastic edition of the Shakers Shows. This cover price list is ridiculous. And the writers this week, fantastic work. Can't wait to share it with you.
Always very wordy. Once again, this show is sponsored by our friends over at CovrPrice.com. Go there for your price guides, collections, and trends. A weekly top 10 we run every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, as well as movers and the daily Shakers list you are about to see. Also, our friends at Key Collectibles, Facebook.com, Instagram.com/Key Collectibles for all your CGC submission needs, facilitating, pressing, cleaning. They do it all. Also, our friends at KRS Comics. Use discount code LOTLB to save 10% off any KRS Comics exclusives. They will be at MegaCon this weekend, but tomorrow Friday, this baby drops at 9 Pacific, noon Eastern. A Miles Morales number 39, Mike Mayhew exclusive variant. And if you just happen to make it to WonderCon, they are releasing this very limited edition Warren Liu blend sketchbook holofoil. There is a red cover and a holofoil, so check them out. And it's Warren Liu, not Warren Lau, because I asked him in person actually when I met him, because he's from like New Zealand or somewhere weird.
So that's a sketchbook, like a Warren Liu sketchbook. I love sketchbooks. I love an artist puts those things up at conventions. And this has a foil cover. Come on, dude. I need like 8 of these. So it's awesome.
MegaCon is going to be huge. I saw the list of creators that are going to be there. And it's like, if you opportunity to get signatures and submissions, that, WonderCon looks like the place to be. So hit up our friends at Cavers Comics at booth 2025 at MegaCon this weekend. But before that, let's get to our Cover Price Shakers of the Week. This list comes from our friends at CovrPrice, focusing on new sales or the most interesting sales found on their exclusive daily Shakers list. This list changes several times every day, so make sure you check it out and read some of the hottest trending books on the market. After these selected 10 that we have here in alphabetical order, we'll see what's shaking today. We didn't do it last week because I was not feeling well. Or did I forgot? Anyway, let's get right to it. What do we got for the first one?
All right, first up, we've got Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 800, the Gabriel Del Otto Virgin 1 in 200 variant, originally published in 2018 from Marvel Comics, and the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 800 marked the end of a great run from Dan Slott, going out with the Go Down Swinging arc, a bit small, but packed with so much symbiote goblin goodness. With the introduction of Red Goblin in issue 798, the first appearance of Goblin Child debuting in this issue, along with a Queen Goblin not far down the road, Marvel has definitely put an emphasis on the Goblin symbiote tribe. Also, being a send-off book, Marvel went all out with over 60 variants for this issue, with absolutely incredible art. Of those, Gabriel Del Otto had 3 variants of his own, displaying his incredible version of the wall crawler with narrowed eyes and an aura of webs. This 1 in 200 Virgin cover, which recently sold for $553 in a CGC 9.8, certainly benefits from its added scarcity, but that's not the only determining factor, considering that the 1 in 500 Alex Ross variant sells for only 1/5 of the price. So collectors have decided it's worth the price because it's just so darn good. Now, being the same as the 1 in 25 variant, but benefiting from the lack of clutter on the cover, letting that Del Otto work really shine. Man, this cover's fire.
Yeah, do you remember in 2018 when I would say that was when people really were specking crazy on who the fuck the Red Goblin was? Do you remember that? There was, there was
so many different issues is the thing too. Like,
and then they kind of pulled the rug underneath us, and end up being what was it? Norman Osborn was a Red Goblin or some shit like that. I'm trying to remember, man.
It was Norman Osborn with the Carnage symbiote, right?
Yeah, so I don't have this one, but I will admit I fell into the hype of the Red Goblin, and I was buying them up, and I still think I have a couple left. I knew it was something was gonna happen, so I ended up selling most of them, but I still have some for the PC. You know what I'm saying? So, Amazing Spider-Man number 800, the Gabriel Del Otto Virgin 1 in 200 variant, so pretty much one per store, right? I mean,
cool
who's gonna order that back then anyway? One of my favorite cover artists is up next.
Oh, yeah. I love this cover. So we're going to be talking about Astonishing X-Men issue number 1. This is the gorgeous Mark Brooks variant cover. Virgin exclusive from my friends over at Comic Sketch Art. This issue relaunched Astonishing X-Men, featuring a brand new team consisting of Psylocke, Old Man Logan, Bishop, Archangel, Phantom X, Rogue, and Gambit. This series was written by Charles Soule with art by the amazing Jim Chung. The relaunch number 1 included over 25 covers. However, the best variants can rise to the top of the pile. Mark Brooks's Psylocke cover is one of those covers. This variant came in both trade dressing and Virgin covers, were sold directly by Mark Brooks at San Diego Comic-Con 2017. Both of which have been recently selling very well in the aftermarket. This Virgin cover hit a new high this week of $425 for a graded 9.8. A raw copy of this book sells for about $125. The trade dress variant in a raw copy sells for fair market value of $115. 9/8 are going for about $250. Mark Brooks is definitely one of the industry's best and has been seeing many of his variants increasing like crazy over the past couple of years.
Can you imagine that? A Mark Brooks cover and Jim Chung internal art. Jim Chung by far is one of the best internal artists as well. Because, you know, a lot of these guys that do covers, they don't do internal art. They make a living off just doing the covers. And you know, but Jim Chung, I mean, like from Young Avengers to the what was that, Children's Crusade, everything. I love Jim Chung. He was at WonderCon, right, Gabe? Was he?
He was at WonderCon. Yeah, I bet him. He signed my Young Avengers 1 for me and everything. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Nice. I have mine signed by his, but unfortunately, I didn't get around to getting him to sign anything. So, Astonishing X-Men #1, the Mark Brooks Comic Sketch Art Version exclusive. If you don't know, Comic Sketch Art is a company that has a stable of writers and artists underneath their banner that are exclusive to them, I believe. Who else is under? I think
Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo.
Yeah.
I forget, because those are the people that when I was working at Torpedo, that's who we went through to book all of our creator signings at the store.
Yeah.
So all people. They represent Frank Miller, or at least they did at the time. So yeah, they really got some great stuff there.
Yeah, and they're exclusive to them too. So I remember WonderCon before the pandemic, so it must have been 2019. And the comic sketch booth was huge. Like they had a line of people lined up for like signings, and even they did their own CGC thing. So yeah, but this is one of the most gorgeous covers ever. I think I have this. I want to look because I remember seeing this and buying it off of Mark Brooks' website, which ended up being Comic Sketch Art's website. But Sonic X-Men #1, the Mark Brooks Comic Sketch Art Virgin exclusive. Good Lord, that's a mouthful for us. 2017. All right, here's a weird one. Most people may have this.
Yeah, you actually may have this. Hulk issue 162, originally published in 1973 from Marvel Comics, and the Wendigo is most famous for being the villain on the cover of the first cameo and first full appearance of Wolverine. But maybe these key books are coming into their own after the massive sale of a 9.8 for $6,000 on 5/15/22. Now, the monster created by Steve Englehart and Herb Trimble is not actually one person, but rather a curse that can strike a person who commits cannibalism, and is based on the legend of the Algonquian peoples of northern Canada. Seeing him fight the Hulk and or Wolverine on the big screen would be a treat, especially since we know it's only a matter of time until the X-Men make their MCU debut.
That is a crazy ass origin about cannibalism that Wendigo, right?
And is that supposed to prevent me from being a cannibal or entice me to be a cannibal?
I think if you eat people, you become a cannibal. But I love on the cover how they he's not wearing like shorts, but it kind of blurted out to show
just kind of grayed him out there.
Yeah, it's kind of
he's got that brunette bush.
I wonder if he's Wendigoing all over the place.
Hey, now watch it. All right, so Incredible Hulk number 162 from 1973, a whopping $6 grand for a 9.8. Wow, I think somebody thinks there's gonna be a Hulk versus Wendigo in the movies, which Marvel's not is known to art imitates film or something like that, real life, whatever.
If we're gonna get Frogman, then we could definitely end up getting the Wendigo.
Yeah. All right. Next up is a artist that's a friend of the channel, of our sponsor, and does absolutely gorgeous work.
Look at this bad boy. We're talking about Legend of Oz, the Wicked West #1, Natalie Sanders cover, coming out through Big Dog Inc. in 2012. In past articles, we have featured rare Jeff DeCall early covers as well as Natalie Sanders covers. Both are artists with early work surging in the aftermarket value right now. Natalie has several very valuable and sought after Ursa Minor covers. Well, here's another super pricey Sanders covers for you super fans out there. This issue of Legend of Oz, The Wicked West, reportedly features a cover that Natalie created by using herself as the model. This
Ugh.
week's new high sell of $700. Yeah, I'm gonna get to go visit her at a con. This week's new high sell of $700 for a CGC 9.8 is one of only 2 sales that we've ever seen within the last 4 years. Keep an eye out in the wild for this one. It's out there somewhere.
And it does slightly resembles her because she works directly with Karis Comics, and she's been at their booth before, and she does those great like Harley Quinn, those magazine like the magazine covers that she did for like Harley Quinn and some other characters. Well, basically it's like a fashion magazine cover. Yeah, and I met her before. Talked to her, really sweet gal, super tiny. She's like a little tiny, little 5 feet tall, but she hasn't been making any like signings. So hopefully, once everything goes, the
TiVo.
pandemic goes down, she'll does. Yeah,
I'll never see her the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for her eyes, she does have the same eyes, the eyeshadow, the eyeliner and everything. So, but yeah, this is when I was collecting Natalie Sanders stuff, I was trying to find like what was her first work, right? And this may be it. Although I had found some other stuff she did, because I remember asking her, and then she told me, and I forgot. I was stupid with me, but in my 50s, I forget something somebody told me yesterday. So, Legend of Oz: The Wicked West, issue number 1 by Natalie Sanders from 2012. And 9.8 selling for $700. Wow. Yep. Go to them Daisy Dukes. All right. Here we go from 2012 to something a little bit older.
Little bit older. I like the story behind this one. You ready? Marvel Tales issue number 1, originally published in 1964. And are you a diehard Marvel Comics fan? Do you want some of the holiest of Marvel grails, but don't have the 42 grand to buy them at about a 0.5 grade at today's fair market values? Well, step right up and let me introduce you to Marvel's 1964 extravaganza, known as Marvel Tales issue number 1. Now, within the hollow pages of this aggregated annual, you'll find the remarkable reprints of the first appearances of many of Marvel's most magnificent members, including the Amazing Spider-Man, the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos, Ant-Man, and more. This issue has cover art by Steve Ditko of Spider-Man and Jack Kirby of everybody else. And that's not all. You also get 2 pages of photos from Marvel staff at the time, including Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Chick Stone, Don Heck, and Vince Coletta. Now, don't tell Spidey fanatics, though, because a photo of Steve Ditko from the lineup is conspicuously missing. Now, he left Marvel's bullpen just 2 years later. Now, there are less than 400 graded copies of this book on the CGC census, and given the contents of this comic, they are often so well read that higher grade copies above a 6.5 are relatively scarce. As many of you know, when first appearances get out of reach for the masses, they move to the second appearance or other major storyline keys. However, another option, especially for Silver Age comics, are the first reprints of these characters. And that appears to be what one lucky soul did when they purchased this raw copy this week for $450. The second highest raw sale recorded by CovrPrice since at least 2017.
That is awesome. What's cool is that Ditko only drew one of the characters and Kirby drew the rest of them. And in 1964, you paid 25 cents for 72 pages. That's incredible.
That's a lot of money because books are still 12 cents back then, I think.
Yeah. So, but yeah, well, you think about it. Yeah. So remember, if you ever get invented a time machine to go back to buy comics, make sure you get currency that was of that time, or else you'll get arrested for like they'll say, "Hey, this isn't real money. It says 2000 on it." Yeah. So
it's sparkling. What are you doing?
I thought of it all about time travel. All right, I just got to figure out the whole part about getting the time machine though. So Marvel Tales Annual number 1 from 1964, raw dog for $450. I love the colors on the Marvel, the logos too. The Marvel side where it says Marvel Tales, which is bright, full of colors. But there we go. All right, I have this feeling this book popped on here because of a recent trailer, but who knows? Maybe they just bought it on a whim.
You never know. Why not? We're talking about Predator number 1. This is the Chris Warner special edition, limited to only 1,000 copies. This came out from Dark Horse 2009. What makes this issue, a really special edition, is that Chris Warner re-images his original cover art and pays homage to the very first Predator comic series called Predator Concrete Jungle. Limited to only 1,000 prints, it's no wonder that there have only been a few recorded sales. It's also why a 9.8 sale of $500 marked the first sale of that grade, and with it, a new high. To further explain this issue's rarity, there are only 5 other recorded sales, 3 that were 9.4s for either 175 or $200, and 2 raw sales for $80, and then the other one was $128. So hopefully that helps give a sense of how often this book pops up for sale.
So, was it a CinemaCon or something? They showed a trailer for the new Predator movie, and basically it takes place in what I think is somewhere in North America in like the 1700s, because Predator is going after like Native American warriors. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but
Prey.
So, but it looks like he's going after maybe Mayans or Native Americans, because he's shooting bow and arrows at him, which it doesn't seem fair for a Predator to go after and do with a bow and arrow, right? But
he's not fair to fight anybody. He's got lasers and bombs, anyways.
Yeah,
maybe this version doesn't. I don't know.
A while ago, I was like watching the Predator movies, like the first 2 Predators movies, pretty darn good. But then there were some weird ones, right? Where it was called Predators, or there was multiple of them. There was one where there was the guy with the big nose, Adrian Brody was his name? Adrian Brody was in it, where they just got like these random group of people to hunt him down, and so it was like, well, it's you watch it anyway. It was like, it's interesting, it's cool, but the whole mythos of Predator and how they come into this planet. And then there was that really weird Predator versus Alien movie.
Both of those are really rough.
Yeah, it is rough, but hey, man, it's like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's good, right? So, but it was pretty bad. But if sometimes you're just channel surfing, like you want something in your background while you're bagging and boarding or something like that, and you just have it on, you just like, what, I'm just gonna leave it on and see what happens. So there you go. So Predator #1 to Chris Warner, limited only 1,000 from Dark Horse back in 2009, 9.8, sold for 500 bonards. Wow. All right, we go from that to, oh my God, I can't believe it, we got Trekkies in our midst.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there's some Star Trek fans out there. Next up, we've got Star Trek Discovery Aftermath, issue #1, the George I don't even want to say this guy's name wrong. It's a 1 in 25 variant.
Calsutus.
Yeah, sure, George Calsutus, 1 in 25 variant, originally published in 2019 from IDW. Now, with the poorly received Inhuman series, Anson Mount had a rough 2017, be honest. However, with high fanfare around Star Trek Strange New Worlds as Captain Christopher Pike and his appearance as Black Bolt in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, he's having a great 2022. Sorry. This renewed fanfare around the actor brought some attention to his first comic appearance as Captain Christopher Pike on this very rare and hard to find 1 in 25 variant for Star Trek Discovery Aftermath. Seriously, try to find this. This week's new high sale of $425 for a CGC 9.6 makes this a book we should be seeking out. In fact, all of the variants for this series feature an Anson variant. However, this is the only non-photo cover, which tends to be more desirable. Happy hunting.
Yo, that Vulcan on the left, is that a female Vulcan with a beard? Because it looks very, I tried to watch Picard a little bit. It was somewhat enjoyable, but yeah, I'm sorry. So you have to call them Trekkers. Trekkies is derogatory.
Oh, sorry.
I never knew that until I seen Fanboys, where if there's a famous scene where the Star Wars guy goes up against, they go to the birthplace of James T. Kirk, right? And then he goes, a bunch of Trekkies here. He goes, we like to be called Trekkers because Trekkies is derogatory. And then there's a comic book shop where they sell with the Star Trek, whatever their little gun is. What is it called? A phaser or whatever?
Phaser.
Yeah. And he goes in there. He goes, "How much is this?" He goes, "Oh, we just put it there to weed out the trekkers. Get out of my store!" Right? Because I love fanboys, man. I watch that at least once a year. So, Star Trek Discovery Aftermath, issue number 1. Trekkers making themselves known. 1 in 25, 425 for 9.6. We've had the Star Trek number 1 from Gold Key on here, the one with I think Captain Kirk on the cover. I think it was the first ever. I think it was on our Shakers list before. So interesting that Trekkers are uniting. You gotta hang on to something. Hey, at least they got Paramount Plus and doing all their shows. All right, what do we got up next?
Speaking about hanging on to something, we got Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers number 1. This is the Art Germ 1 in 20 variant from Udon Comics back in 2017. There's a Street Fighter swimsuit issue, a new Darkstalkers number 1, and a Darkstalkers Morgan series, all releasing in the next couple of months. These two beloved franchises are immensely nostalgic for any 90s gamer of the past and highly missed. Marvel vs. Capcom games. It's no wonder that all the variants out there for these franchises are seeing price bumps across the board. Many are very tough to find, and we'll be featuring some of them as they pop up. However, when you combine the two franchises and make the incentive ratio an Art Germ cover, well, this should have been a no-brainer for collectors back in 2017. This week, a Raw hit a new high sell of $400, which creeps close to the all-time high sell of $500, but that was a 9.8. If you've had your eye on any Udon, Street Fighter, or Darkstalker variants, now's the time to go grab those.
Speak of the Devil swimsuit issue. This dropped on Chaos Comics on Tuesday. This is the Street Fighter swimsuit issue, the Ivan Tao variant that features Cammy and Chung-Li on the cover. So it's been a while since we had.
Look at the panda.
Yeah, and a panda. It's been a while since we've had like actual swimsuit issues. Do you remember in the 90s it was all the rage, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everything from Image to X-Men were doing it. So it's it's a different time, a different era, a different generation. But yeah, if you want to peep this out, go hit up KRScomics.com. Go look for this. I think they still got some available. Use the LOTLB discount, save yourself 10% and get the swimsuit issue. All right, so we go from Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers.
Love that video game night franchise. It's great.
To Peach Momoko.
Right, here we go. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 100, the Peach Momoko Ultimate Comics variant, originally published in 2019. Now, one of Peach Momoko's breakout books recently set a new all-time high, a graded 9.8 of Momoko's Ultimate Comics store exclusive Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 100, sold for $1,495 on 5/17. This is nearly a $500 jump from its last sale in 2021 when it sold for about $1,000. Now, over a dozen variants were released for this issue, and this is one of the harder to get variants. There are currently 110 9.8s on the CGC census, 42 of which are signature series. Now, whether it's the exclusivity of the variant or the sought-after artist, this book has definitely made its mark on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles legacy. In fact, with this last sale, this book has now become one of the most valuable Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles books of all time. Cowabunga.
Yeah. Peach Momoko is hit or miss for me. Laura, dare I say I don't like her, because the last time I said it, apparently I hated women in general, which is far from the truth. But I actually dig this cover. It's got like a old school
looks like a calendar.
What's parchment?
Like a
right?
wall scroll. Yeah.
Yeah, like those wall scroll parchments. So this
I had a
one
bunch of DBZ ones when I was younger.
Yeah, this one definitely looks pretty dope for Peach Momoko. That one and the Strange Academy with Magic is probably the only ones I really dig. But there's a style for that. There's Aiza Maoka, to a lesser extent, Rose Besh does this kind of style. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean, kind of Asian inspired style, if you could say so. I'm really digging Rose
Watercolory.
Besh. Yeah, I got the trial.
Watercolory. That's it.
I trial of the Amazon's #1. I posted it on my Instagram is a rose beige cover, and that one's fantastic. All I need now is that silk #2, where it's kind of like a sneaker variant, where silk is kicking with the sneakers. So if anybody out there has one and want to gift it to me, hit me up.
Gifted.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #100, the Peach Momoko, limited to only 250. There's still a lot of Peach Momoko fans out there. 9.8 for $1,494. Last one on the list before we see what's shaking today, boys and girls. And this is a gorgeous one. I wish we can get a better picture of it.
Yep. Oh, yeah. So rest in peace, Michael Turner. This is X-Men issue number 500, the Michael Turner sketch variant cover. Pencil work makes all the difference. This rare Michael Turner sketch variant recently sold for $450 on May 14th. This new high value was for a raw copy. The last graded book was a 9.8 that sold for $482 back in July 2021. The average sale price for this book in a 9.8 is around $600. The last record raw sale of this book was $400 back in June of 2019. Love it or hate it, many companies use the pencils from other covers as variants instead of commissioning new art. This issue came out in 2008 during the Manifest Destiny era of X-Men comics and was written by Matt Fraction and Ed Brubaker. This issue had 10 variant covers, but the sketch variant is by far the most difficult one to find.
Yeah, I mean, I was even trying to find like good pictures of it. It doesn't really do it justice, to do it. But just look at the details on Michael Turner's pencils before, a colorist came in. What was that? Miki Tan? Was that the one that did a lot of his inks for him on Witchblade? I'm trying to think. Was it Danny Miki? I'm sorry, Danny Miki. Yeah. They were phenomenal. I mean, Micah Turner's Witchblade run is still one of my favorites that I'm still trying to complete. I mean, it's just absolutely really got me back into like really hunting down comics like Witchblade so let's finish this. X-Men #500, the Michael Turner sketch variant cover. When Witchblade #1 came out, I was hunting that before, Cyblade versus She, which was her kind of true first appearance. But the Witchblade, in like the first 10 issues, the covers are just fantastic. And then you look at the internal art, and you're like, wow, that's absolutely amazing. But, the legacy of Michael Turner lives on. X-Men 500, the Michael Turner sketch variant cover, $450 for a raw dog. But don't go anywhere, boys and girls.
Don't go anywhere yet.
What is shaking today as I seamlessly
it looks like
share
the
my
crowd had a rough night. A lot of overs tonight, but shout out to Planet Arizona Comics who popped a 2 for $10. It looks like Chuck LaChance also had one on the list. T. Ravis had one on the list, and Liger Style had 2 on the list. You guys are killing it.
JB, highlight the comments while I go through this, because normally when I go through this, I can't highlight any of the cool comments. Leave the
Liger Style goes 2 for 10. Joey the Stunt Maker was 2 for 10. John was 3 for 10. Rush got 1 on the list. I was shut out. Chuck, like I said, had the 1 on the list. Good stuff.
Good stuff. Yeah, well, we try to make it easy for you guys. All right, so let's see what's shaking today, boys and girls. Today is obviously the top 10 we cover Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific. These are the most units sold. Look, Captain Carter's still going strong. So same with Grimm. Look at that, Shadow Warzone. The Illuminati and Thor continue to sell well, but we're here to see what's shaking today, boys and girls. I can only have one of these. Darn. Oh, 2 of them. Yeah, that's right. I have a Kang. I forgot about that. Yeah. I think mine's a 9.4 sold for $10,000. Holy cow. Let me see. What is mine? Mine is pretty high grade.
Do you gentlemen think that is the high point for that book, or do you think there's still room to grow?
We haven't seen Kang in Kang form yet, so I think there's still a lot happening.
Yeah, no spoilers for I'll spoil it. Loki pretty much sets up into the multiverse of madness, because when they break the timelines or all the time whatever, that's which allows the multiverse to take place, to be honest with you. They even say it. And also Secret Wars, they talk about incursions. Look at this fun comic Cavalcade from 1942 featuring, look at that, Alan Scott. Is that Alan Scott? And version of racing for some odd reason. And Wonder Woman beats them. How did Wonder Woman beat the Flash in a race? But anyway,
it's hard to.
6.5 sold for $5,435. Wow, that's an awesome comic. This is issue number 1. Believe it or not.
All those Comic Cavalcade covers are like really
better
goofy
on this
like
part.
that.
I love that.
Yeah,
Like, if you look at the next one, it's them on like tricycles
Look
on
at
a
this on the
tightrope.
top row. Rush is killing it. Good stuff.
This final, that's classic Ditko cover here. But you know us, we like to look at weird things.
Yeah,
So
weird
let's look at
Unknown
Worlds,
Worlds.
issue number 54.
Look at these gangsters shooting at a ghost.
Yeah,
For 12
It's-
cents, you get thrills aplenty.
it looks like a copper from like the UK or something. You know how they have those hats, and the batons that they didn't carry guns or anything. I expected cops, but not the ghost of a cop. This is dope. Thrills and Mysteries. So this is from 1967. So pretty cool, man. 22.54 Raw Dog. Man,
Wow.
I've never seen that before. But Silver Surfer continues to grow on a daily.
Mhm.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, always something hot. This book I
1,200 for 9.8. That's or 1,300. Wow, for the turtles.
This book is kind of sputtered a bit, but the first Darkseid cameo, 1,600.
This is the one where he's just in a computer monitor. It's like the most ridiculous cameo.
Yeah. What is his first appearance then? Forever Men, number 1?
Forever People,
Forever
number
People.
1. Is
Forever
like his
People,
first
yeah.
full-
Forever People.
Yeah.
16 grand and 9.8 sold in back in 2020.
2020.
I love this cover of Superman being carried away by a bunch of bikers.
Look at them. And then it was like a pirate too behind him. I don't know what that is, man. Pirate bikers. Can we say that? Okay.
Oh, She-Hulk.
rest
What
in
did she
peace.
do?
Rest in peace, our Wonder Twins, whose live action project got the kibosh put on it. So hopefully not many people are specking on it.
3
This is the
months of
first-
production and they canceled it.
First appearance of nobody asked for a Wonder Twins movie or show, yet they decided to give us one, and thank God they put the kibosh on it. But I feel bad for those who may have been specking on it. $10,000, or excuse me, $1,050 for a graded 9.6 on May 18th. Wow, I
Ugh.
guess that's because the cancellation of this
They
came
still
out,
believe. They still
pour one-
believe.
Pour one out for that, homie.
It's
Yeah.
like someone else will pick it up.
I am the form of a water bucket. Water twin powers activate. Oh man, and what was,
So- Is She-Hulk
obviously-
Look
going
at that first
crazy?
Namor, 0.5 at $1,250. Oof.
sure.
I'm just saying, I love that book.
0.5.
That return of Namor into
First
in
Silver Age
Age.
appearance. Look at this cover. I'm gonna steal your girl. Why didn't
Yeah,
Reed
that's all he
Richards just
wanted.
stretch out to grab her? Like, why he has stretching powers? Just reach out and grab him anyway. Stop him. If the
yeah.
Submariner reaches the water, he'll become invincible. Well, he's got 1 foot in already,
He's
and
in.
he can fly off too. People forget he had wings on his feet. First Silver Age appearance of the Submariner. There was rumors of Submariner being in the Illuminati. There's persistent rumors of Submariner being in the War for Wakanda, the Black Panther sequel. So yeah, this is 12.5 for silver. 12.50.
0.5.
Namor was
See
the
what-
first superhero to fly before Superman even.
Exactly. My Superman just leaped high
Yep.
buildings in a single bound. Yeah. Highest known value, 9.6, 81 grand. Ooh, man.
Of
course-
when was that? Did it have a date on that sale?
81
yeah.
grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Just out
81
of
grand.
curiosity. What?
Yeah, it was
Thanks,
November 2019.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
we'll see that one creep back up in a couple of years. Watch.
Yeah. Before we get to She-Hulk, we love us some weird fantasy from EC.
Love the
More-
rocket
more-
ship and the planet in the background.
More of the
That's great
teams
stuff.
covers of EC Comics. EC Comics number 17, 1950, pre-code stuff. But there's a niche for, for space stuff. You have to remember, I'm not old enough to remember, but the whole space race and everything, and the kids all wanted to be like, you had Buck Rogers and all these things about, and all rocket ships had like the same shape, if you think about it now. Obviously, we had a She-Hulk trailer drop this week. She-Hulk number 1, the first appearance of She-Hulk, $9,840. Seems pretty cheap to me.
Can I hit you in with a question? And
Sure.
of course, Gabe, was that bad CGI
On what?
on that trailer? I
On
mean, I don't
She-Hulk?
think she looked all that good.
Probably. They're probably not finished yet, But it's gonna be, they're trying to make it look feminine to the point, like the Incredible Hulk, the Hulk they have in the MCU now is totally CGI, right? But you could tell, what's his name's Mark Ruffalo's face on it a little bit. So, from the articles I've read, they work on special effects up to like the day the show was released. I mean, that's how, sometimes that's why you see it so long for special effects, or excuse me, trailers to drop, because they're still working on the special effects. But post production on movies is up to like literally sometimes the last week before it gets released into films. That's why sometimes they have the, media members see like a early trailer, but it's like, the CGI isn't there. I saw, I don't know if you ever sign up for these things where it's free screenings, and I saw a free screening of a movie called Australia, starring Hugh Jackman, and they told us, the special effects aren't quite finished yet. Well, it's to the point where people started laughing because they had these weird like black things drawn
green
in
screen
where,
guys walking around
really
with green
weird.
screen
Yeah.
little
Tight
things.
suits running around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they probably shouldn't have shown that part, but I was like, it's an okay movie. But then I was like, the people are literally laughing out loud because of the missing special effects, where it's just like a horse like walking around, but with no color, just the shape of it. They hadn't done it all in, but that's beware. So I would say, I would say they're still working on the special effects. Cowgirl Romances from 1952, 9.0. Send back my love. Her best friend betrayed her trust. Romance comics. What are you gonna do? Cowgirl romance comics at that. Don't mess with her. She's got a gun though. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
like an episode of Yellowstone.
Yeah. I love this magazine right here. This Marvel preview.
Oh, that Punisher thing is fantastic. Look at him just
yeah.
blasting fools through the window.
Look at that. That is so dope. Origin of the Punisher. $1,000 from 9.6. If you haven't read the news today from Variety, is that Daredevil is coming to the MCU. He's going to have his own Disney Plus show. Yep.
Punisher's not too far behind.
Yep. We reported about that not too long ago on Lords of Longbox as Mikey Spawn long-term spec list. So it looks like they're going to start off with Daredevil. We should have seen it coming, right? He was in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Click on that Spawn 9. That's the newsstand edition. I know you guys were talking about the regular edition on the top 10 list. But this is the newsstand, and those things are
9.8 for $910.
Yeah, four times the amount. Is it 4 times the amount?
More than that.
You have this, Tim, or did you put it under the wrong category?
I have
no,
I may have one because I have 9 of them.
It breaks it out by category, so if it says he owns one, it means he
Okay.
owns a newsstand.
Yeah, because I posted on multiple.
He owns 11 of the other one.
I've kind of been
say so for
specking-
the rest of us, man.
Yeah, I've kind of been specking on this for a while now. So so I have a few copies. So I may look at that the newsstand and may get that graded, man.
That's funny.
But I love this cover, man. I think was it Neil Gaiman?
Just the whole idea behind it. Like there's a YouTube show out there from Ed Piskor and Jim Rugg, two indie comic book creators.
Yeah, the comic.
Kayfabe. Comics Kayfabe.
Kayfabe. Yeah, Kayfabe. Yeah.
Yeah, and they did this whole series of episodes where they literally read the court transcripts from the trial and the and the interviews of Todd McFarlane and Neil Gaiman about the trial case of the Angela series or the Angela lawsuit, and it's just them literally reading just court documents, and it's the most interesting thing in the world. That you wouldn't think court documents would be that great, but it's all testimony under oath where they had to tell you exactly what happened. And they talk about like Todd McFarlane sending out random love checks to Neil Gaiman. It's great stuff all about that. So people should check that out if you're interested.
The irony and the hypocrisy of Todd McFarlane, because they started their image because they wanted full control of the characters. And come Neil Gaiman writing for Todd McFarlane, and he didn't give him full rights. Well, we know who won because it ended up being, Neil Gaiman got the rights and he gave them back to Marvel or sold them to Marvel. And now we have the Angela and the 616. So there you go. So it just spatters of hypocrisy for him to I'm going to create a company so people can get control of their stuff. And then Todd McFarlane or Todd Liefeld, to a fault, was giving everybody, a piece of everything to where it almost bankrupted him, right? I mean, you think about what was the page count that Stephen Platt got for
$40,000 an issue for pencils and inks.
Whoa.
$40,000 of Rob Liefeld paid out to. So whatever you say of Rob Liefeld, this, that, and the other can't draw feet. But hey, man, he at least was paying artists what they at the time deserved in the 90s, and Stephen Platt definitely deserves that because he's a badass artist. But
his podcast, he talks about he was paying inkers like $200 a page where Marvel and DC would be doing like $30 a page or something like that.
Yeah, because Image, let's be honest, the art is what drove the comics. Because I remember at the time, Image and Valiant were both out. Image was all about the artists, and Valiant was all about the stories. And people didn't really care about the art, and that's what the two kind of were battling each other. For indie stuff. But Ghost Comics issue number 9, look at a good girl photo, right?
Oh yeah, it's always some hot chick in a red dress.
Yep, and
I think it's the same
really,
one in every comic across all spectrum. Like
it's
the
the
same
same
really
one.
Space
weird
comic
looking
and everything.
Neanderthal man there. That dude looks really sus.
He's got 2 ghosts behind him, though. Man.
Yeah, and a lead pipe. He's about to make a third ghost. That is gnarly. For $870 and a 6.5 for Ghost Comics from Fiction House. Wow, there's publishers galore.
I wonder if people are finding these because I never see not much anymore. Like, way back in the day, I did, but I never see pre-code anything at
everybody
conventions and
knows.
stuff
This
like
was
that.
dope.
This.
Here's a little modern. Ryan Stegman, Hulk number 6. Look at that. 1 in 500. Pretty much.
I've never seen this book before.
First full appearance of the Titan Hulk persona. $800 for 9.8. This is a
Damn, I've never
dope
seen this book
cover.
before.
Yeah,
It's a great cover, but $800 for a new
Get
book.
outta here.
I understand it's a 1 in
Yeah.
500, but still.
Literally came out like a month ago
Yeah.
to the day, almost a month ago to the day.
420. Somebody was high when they bought that.
Yeah,
They were like, "Yeah, I'm bid 420."
still a dope cover though. But yeah, that's a lot of money. Well, it's a 1 in 500, so you never
Yeah.
know. But $800 for 9.8, we shall see, man. We shall see. Some good old TMNT. Look at that. I love these. Look at that wraparound cover on this bad boy.
Yeah, I
That's
love it when they started
cool.
doing the full color wraparound.
Yeah, this is my Turtles before the pizza eating cowabunga guys. Look at him. He's blasting him right through the head, dude.
Oh.
His head exploded.
His
That
head's
first issue-
exploding.
That first issue of Ninja Turtles was my first comic book, and it was because I was a big fan of Ninja Turtles, the cartoon. It's nothing like the cartoon.
Oh no,
The
it's
foot
dark.
soldiers are humans, and they're getting slashed
Well,
up and
what-
cut apart.
What
and
issue
crazy
did they
stuff.
start changing their colors? Because they're all wearing red.
Well, they were black and white before this, right? So
He's talking about the headbands.
Put on the covers when they
Yeah, the headbands. They all had
the
red.
headbands.
still
Everybody's
after the
wearing red
show.
headbands.
Yeah,
The show came out in '85, so I'm not sure. Oh no, it was '86.
See, they're all red.
yeah, they're all red here. Let's see when they actually changed.
There's got to be some turtle expert in the chat who knows when
Hey,
the
that's
first time we
there's
saw.
the Fuji. That's the is that the Fujitoid robot
That's
that
Fujitoid,
made it
yeah.
on the screen? Yeah. But yeah,
This
they're
is
all
so
wearing.
cool being able to see all the covers like this, man. Cover price is cool. If you don't have yourself a subscription, you got to get in here and play around
Yeah,
with
let's
it.
see,
You'll
let's
like
see
it.
what this next one is. Yeah, they're still all wearing red.
Yeah, they're still wearing.
Was it maybe
red.
that? Was it that Ninja Turtles Adventures #1?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Guest starring Cerebus too. That's pretty dope. Too bad I sold mine because I remember when the Turtles came out, it was like, man, I could not find a bag and board for this because it was such an odd shaped for a comic / magazine, the black and white ones, the early
Oh, yeah.
ones. But
It's still hard to find those.
hey, another one on here. But let's look at this. Star Publication Spook number 24.
This is awesome. Look at this thing. Look at him crushing his neck.
Yo, that
Oh no,
is
I'm sorry. I
gnarly.
can't even see it. That's him pulling up the blanket. That's a weird cover. But look at the
Yeah,
mummy.
but look at the mummy though. That is dope. Love how the colors pop on it too. I mean, it's spook, suspense, and mystery. Issue number 24. It's $600 for 3.5. I would say that's perfectly fine. Star Wars, is this the newsstand? Well, they were mostly
They're
newsstand
mostly
back
newsstand
then.
back then.
Yeah,
But it's the regular.
500
It's not the 35-cent variant. Or
Yeah,
anything.
that's the one you want to get is the price variant. Let's see if that's on here.
What are you talking about? This is the one you want to get.
No, you want the 35-cent one.
Well,
Next one
I
over.
want one of these.
So let's look at the 35 cent. There's the Whitman one. This is the 35 cent.
And that's the one.
Yep. This one is, oh, yeah. You are paying
Regional pricing.
real money right
testing.
there. May 2nd, somebody bought it for $11,500. They must have they must have felt the force with them because May the 4th was a couple days
It was
afterward.
coming
But,
up.
ooh, damn. Yeah.
Now,
see
I'm surprised 2's not on the list with, that being the first appearance of Obi-Wan.
Yeah, of all the price variants I know of, Star Wars is by far the one that I think is the most valuable. At least
Hey, you know
that I
what? That
really
Hulk
know of.
102 is a very undervalued book.
Yeah, that's an iconic book.
I'm telling
the
you,
first
that is an
real Hulk issue. Yeah.
undervalued book.
Yeah, before this was it.
Astonishing Tales, I think.
Astonishing Tales.
Well, let's see what was before this. Incredible Hulk #1. Yeah,
I won't
this
show you
really,
because it's under Hulk. Yeah.
yeah. So this one's the first ongoing solo series, right?
Yep.
Before that, yeah.
Before that, all they had was the what was it? The 5-issue original series.
Yeah, but that's dope. It shows how he mutates into like the Hulk. Originally, the Hulk was gray, by the way, too. If you didn't know, something about the coloring or printing, like is it Tales of Suspense or whatever. The first time they made him, he came out gray because I guess they couldn't make it green, something on those songs. So, I gotta pull this up. Shout out to Moonlit Comics in the live chat. We did a Star Wars show, or a Doctor Strange show last night. So go check out Moonlit Comics. I was on there. With No Good Comics and Newbie Comics, and we talked about Doctor Strange. We showed all our favorite Doctor Strange like toys and comic covers, and this is by far, I say, my favorite Doctor Strange run because the Strange Tales is fine, but Frank Bruner absolutely kills it in this run.
We didn't get enough Frank Bruner stuff, because I think after this, I think he went into animation or movies.
Yeah,
or something.
He's still alive. I checked it. He's still alive, but I got some stuff signed by him. I actually have 2 of these. I should add. I forgot what the grades are on my other one, but $500 for Raw Dog, $3,400 for a 9.8, which seems to be pretty cheap to me. But all these covers are just absolutely fantastic in this Doctor Strange run. This one, look at that. Issue number 4, I have a Mark Jewelers insert of one. Yeah, this one.
That 4 is such a cool cover.
Oh,
that's like someone that should be like a back tattoo.
Yeah, and if you look at I have like almost all of them.
Look at this.
Yeah,
nice.
I gotta update this actually. I have most of these, so I gotta update my cover price because I bought a huge collection from our friend KP Henderson on Instagram, and he gave me. I bought a whole collection of Doctor Strange. Star Wars, the final issue, $500 and 9.8. Got everybody posing there. My man Lando Calrissian wearing the it looks like a print shirt, maybe. I don't know. Look at the guns on Luke,
that
man.
Fred from Scooby Doo.
And what's up with the weird bunny rabbits at the bottom?
Isn't that the Seinfeld poofy shirt? I'm not wearing the poofy shirt.
What's up with the rabbits at the bottom? I never noticed that, to be honest with you. So graded 9.8, $500, and then it had a good run. House of Secrets. I have this. I love this cover. Absolutely, just kills it. George Dredd.
Anything Brian Bolland, dude. I don't think Brian Bolland can ever draw anything not amazing.
Yeah, it's not his first issue, but it's a first appearance. But it's absolutely dope. I mean, the $475 for 9.8. When Carl Urban played him in that movie.
That's the best, dude. Dredd 3D. Yeah.
Basically, an American remake of The Raid Redemption. Just basically what it is. Hey, I got 2 of these. First appearance of Sunfire moving up in the world. First appearance, $449 for Raw comic.
Everything first appearance X-Men just money.
Oh yeah, it's only a matter of time. 11 Rockets by the Hernandez brothers. I want to say was it?
Yep. Yeah, Jaime. Yeah.
Yep. This
was the second print though. Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, but this was at the height of indie comics in the 80s, right? 11 Rockets. First.
It kind of started the indie movement, I think.
Yeah. Well, the Tick, TMNT, all these books, the kind of the whole. I mean, the 80s was a whole thing about indie music, indie everything. If you think about it, right? Why this one looks different. What is this one?
This is the holofoil one or something, or the recolor.
Look at the colors popping this. This is the 20th anniversary edition Marvel One Shot.
I'm sorry, I can't stand the new coloring they did on that. I'd rather just have the original.
Oh, really?
Cover.
Yeah,
I hate when they did a recoloring with like the special effects and like
I want to see the whole thing, man. There's not an exploded open where they open this up because this was a gatefold cover, right?
I don't think
only the 5th cover was a gatefold.
Only the 5th one was. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 424 though for 9.8. First appearance of X-Men Blue, Cyclops, Beast, Wolverine, Psylocke, and Gambit. There you go. Hey, who's that? Some Neil Adams right here, right? Batman 227. I do believe that is Neil Adams, right? Yeah. Hamwick has a cover.
Adams.
Yeah, one of the earliest ones that he did. Rest in peace, Neil Adams. She-Hulk again. Which one is this one?
No, it's Newsstand.
Newsstand, which is actually 1980. Newsstand was about probably more rare than a direct stand, to be honest with you, 1980.
No, the direct
would be more common than the direct sale.
There was more
1980. There would have been a ton of newsstand. That's like the most.
That's about the start of the direct market. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me pull up my graphic here.
Where's our graphic? Our trusty graphic.
I'll show you my graphic here.
So 80 would have been 80% newsstand.
Yeah, there was hardly any comic book shops that there are now. 1986 is really the kind of when comic shops really started coming, really growing. This one's dope. I love this Avengers 85. Look at the colors on this. First appearance of Squadron Supreme. I think somebody thought they were going to be in Avengers or Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So there's a Squadron Supreme, and then there's a Squadron Sinister. This is the first appearance of the Squadron Supreme. I think the Squadron Sinister was in a different issue, but it's basically they're the bad guy version of it. Remember I was talking about this pose the other day.
Vision pose.
Yeah, the Vision pose. This is done a lot in comics. This is good old Jim Steranko, and I do believe this is the first appearance of the X-Men logo, and it is, because if you look at the issue before that, and Jim Steranko will love to tell you the story about it. See how
he's
issue
like,
49,
I'm going to change it.
He changed the logo per Marvel's request, and he never got a dime for it. If you ask Jim Steranko to this day about it, he will give you I tweeted at him, and he came back at me like a 7-tweet response about it. He wasn't angry,
he's not
but
happy.
he was just bitter that he didn't get paid a dime for it, because this is the quintessential X-Men logo. If you think about the animated series and everything that goes along with it, but yeah,
you see that logo and you hear the music.
Yeah.
Ooh. I got one of those for sale. That Amazing Spider-Man #4. Very nice. Did that just happen?
$350 for 9.8. The Humberto Ramos one is the one that you want. That's this bad boy. $361 for fair market value. But it looks like the negative variant is sneaking up. But this is the one where you actually see her, kind of on the cover. Really, I meant the first appearance of her is is Amazing Spider-Man #1. But it's kind of like a retcon. The same spider that bit Peter Parker ends up biting her. We always have to talk about Spawn on this list. It seems like this is Malibu Sun, the first kind of appearance of him, albeit it's a preview, advert. $300 and a 5.5. I have I have this one. This is the Wildcats one.
Nice.
Yeah,
I have the one that's the first appearance in the introduction of the Ultraverse.
Now, doesn't this also have something on the back cover? So you got to be careful. You got to. Because you may see Malibu saying, "Oh, this isn't it," but it could be on the back.
There's a back one where there's like some weird printing error where it's like negative coloring. Yeah, that's like crazy stupid money.
We're just talking about here. There's Turtles again. Look at this cover. That's dope.
The Turtles have awesome covers in general. Like even like the new IDW series, they really break out some great artists.
But look at it. They still have the same red. They still haven't changed the color yet. So in issue 26, they were still all different colors. So there you go. $300 for $300 for 9.8. If somebody can tell us what issue it was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you get a Marvel No Prize in the mail. Speaking of Marvel No Prizes, Stan Lee may be showing up again. If you guys haven't read the news, POW Entertainment, along with somebody else who used to be partners with Stan Lee, signed a new deal with Marvel to use his likeness for everything digital and everything else. So we may see digitized versions of himself, doing cameos. Definitely, I can see animated versions of him would probably be a little bit easier, right?
It'll probably be in the Big Hero 6 sequel.
Yeah, I love Big Hero 6. Absolutely,
me too.
Oh man, absolutely love that movie. But anyway, we gotta take about an hour of your time, help captain. We appreciate all you guys for hanging out. Gabe, any last words?
Everybody, thanks for showing up. Thanks for all the great comments. Everybody, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you guys next Thursday.
JB, any last words?
Yeah. Thanks for showing up. Absolutely. Please hit the thumbs up. And 2 more weeks, and I am relocating out of the state of California. So then we'll maybe get some content back on the channel. You can come back. All the people that left can come back now.
Lords of Brooklyn says again. Archie Comics is when they started the changing colors for their to tell them apart.
That's how I was saying. I thought it was
TMNT Adventures.
Yeah.
So it is Adventures.
Our chat is the best, man. You guys are always correcting us for good or bad. So, but keep it up. We like those answers.
Keep us honest.
Yeah. Till next time, boys and girls. Hey, make sure you check out Moonlit Comics video that dropped yesterday. I was on there with some friends talking all things Doctor Strange. It was a great time. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you guys Tuesday for the Cover Price Top 10. Until next time, boys and girls, keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.
Shaking Space heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
Now that's a name I've not heard.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is
Shake and bake and pull it back.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is In this, you shall know that the Lord is
Go on and get some, boy. Jack, here's the deal. I'm the best there is.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is
What's in the box?